Welcome into the Casual Observer. I'm your host, Daniel, and we've had two test matches in two countries end in the exact same way. Two demolition jobs, first by England against Pakistan, and secondly, Australia gets their revenge against Bangladesh. Hey, let's break down Australia first. This now makes game one embarrassing. I'm fully starting to understand the pundits. I definitely defended them, or Australia at least, last game, saying, how is it embarrassing? Bangladesh just played well. This is now where that first game looks bad. They were bundled out very quickly in both innings. I think it's the first time in their test-playing nation's history that they've had two scores both below 100. So now that makes Darwin a little less convincing. The only thing you could say is that this is their, as Kerry O'Keefe said many times, this is their pitch from hell. Mackay was a bit more like the Gabba, fast, pacey, bouncy. Darwin is a bit more low, slow, and steady for them. So, batting first in Darwin was definitely a mistake no matter what Pat says. And we could definitely tell now that we didn't give our batters the best chance, and in an underperforming lineup, that was just extra pressure we didn't need. So thanks, Pat. But hey, look, come back today, or yesterday, 2-day test, just destroyed them in Mackay. Mackay's first ever test match. It was entertaining, but over quick. First ball of the game, Shadman Islam caught by Cam Green in the gully off Mitch Stark. Like the fourth or fifth time Mitch Stark's done that, first ball of a game. He's struck, 20-odd times in his first over of a spell. It's insane, his stats. He's now 10th all-time on all-time wicket tally. One of 4 fast bowlers, so killing it. He definitely came back with a bit of gusto in this game, taking 6 for 12 in the first innings of 10 overs. Bangladesh just refused to put pressure back on the Aussies. 34 overs they batted for 64 runs. Horrendous. The worst part is actually that their best partnership and best batters were the lower order. Their last wicket partnership was worth 25, and they scored that in 5 overs. So they actually, put some pressure back on and got the most runs, while everyone else was just poking, prodding, not so good. So there's four ducks in the top 6 there. 2 Goldens, second bowler, fifth bowler. So Mushi Rahim, 5 of 42, Mahedi, 11 of 51, top score, Sharaful, 14. So that's, Look, all-time bat has been avoided by that last wicket partnership, is still horrendous. Mitch Stark's back on it. Josh Hazlewood bowled without luck to get 1 for 18 off 11, and Paddy Cummins started to look a bit more like Paddy Cummins. He's always been relied on to get the the breakthrough in a long, partnership. It wasn't really needed in this game for that special ability. So we're in just after lunch, basically. And, we didn't get off to a great start either. Matty Renshaw comes in, has a bit more, let's just say he had a little bit more intent. Unfortunately, tried to clip one off about 4th stump through the leg side, leading edge straight to gully. Not a great turn of events for him, but hey, it wasn't Jake Weatherald who I thought should have been dropped. I thought it was Marnus. So I thought Matty Renshaw should have been at 3. Anyway, still not a great shot. Travis Head chopped on yet again. So 22 looks set, and then for the 3rd time in a row, chopped on. Marnus got way far outside his off stump, tried to clip a ball off his legs. Usually that's bread and butter for Marnus. Instead clips his thigh pad, and when you're really struggling for runs, that ball usually just goes anywhere. Of course, his went into leg stump. So hard to see Marnus making the trip to South Africa. Again, we've all called for it. Ricky Ponting, myself, said, let's go. Time to get rid of Marnus. I get it. He trains hard. He's energetic in the field. He's always happy and sprightly, but at some point, results matter. And this bowling lineup has definitely got the results for Australia, not the batting lineup. So, changes need to be made. I know there's not many people to bring in just off Sheffield Shield stats, but if you go to the county system as well, Nathan McSweeney's piling them on, Marcus Harris. Obviously, in the Sheffield Shield, you've had Curtis Patterson. even Jason Sanger. I'm sure I'm missing someone, but either way, like there's options in that top order. So all these people calling for Travis Head to go back to the middle order, that just creates more problems because then where's Bo Webster go? Like he's probably getting dropped. And apart from these 2 tests, he hasn't done a lot wrong. So yeah, easy to say this, but look, I think best outcome for this team would be if they had Matty Renshaw opening with, say, Sam Constas or Campbell Kellaway. Number 3, probably Steve Smith. Otherwise, it had to be like Josh Inglis. And then, I think they'd have to have like Cam Green, Travis Head, Alex Carey, Bo Webster, and the bowlers. So how you fit all this into a squad, good luck. Because Cam Green's barely bowling at the moment, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But that's future us conversation to have when South Africa gets a little closer. I think the first game is the 7th of October, so just got 6 weeks before then, so we've got some time to come up with that. But I think Travis Head looks great at the top. Just didn't get the results this time. 3 starts, that's fine. I think he got 20 and 30 and 20. So I mean that's consistent. It's just look, we want a bit more from him. But considering the other opener and number 3, I think the spotlight should stay as far away from Travis Head as possible. Look, Steve Smith gets 42, looks set for 100, then gets a very umpire calls LBW decision against him. Barely hitting outside off, barely clipping the stumps, but out is out. So, at the end of the day, people can argue it. If you leave that ball and it clips the bails, you're still out. So, Alex Carey had a different game plan against Mehedi, the off-spinner, ran down the wicket, probably should have played for stumps. He skies one. He's out for 5. Bo Webster then gets an absolute snorter from Sharaful, who bowled amazingly well. Both left-handers for each team respectively just did their bit to keep their team in it. So Bo Webster's got a globe. Pat Cummins gets a globe. I think it's a 3-wicket over. Mitchie Stark gets bowled by Sharaful, and therefore it's Cam Green and Nathan Lyon to try and build on this lead. So basically, Sharaful ends with 7 for 48, his best ever figures, and he just looked unplayable towards the end of the day. So, real handful there. Taskin Ahmed didn't look great. Hassan Mahmood didn't look great. Taijul and Mehedi barely were used, but it was really Sharaful or no one for them. So, Lino ends 32 not out, and Cam Green actually backed up his century, got 67. Was the only one apart from Steve Smith and Nathan Lyon that looked comfy. And got another in-swinging Yorker that was just blown his big toe off. He looked set as well to try and get a 100, and Lino kind of looked set for a 50. So it was, big turn of events with that ball there. And then Bangladesh come out. It was pretty quick there. Mitchie Stark, leading edge again from Shadman. Out to point again, same dismissal, I think 3 times this series. Mohamed Haq, who's looked really solid, just left one on. I mean, you'd expect the ball to swing out, but that one just went straight on, and now you look silly, unfortunately. Tamim, again, got started and then just played the worst hook shot I think any of us have ever seen. The thing went straight up. Shanto was playing so well and then decided to just give a real little underhand catch to Mitch Stark at long off. So Lino gets in the game that way. Shanto and Mushy were really their last hopes. Mushy gets 29 not out off 80. Started just doing the thing where, wasn't really farming strike. Again, when you're that far behind the game, look, they lost by an innings and 51 runs. When you're that far behind the game, I don't blame you for not farming strike. It's pretty boring to watch anyway, so he just took the runs that he could get. Probably the first and last time he'll bat in Australia, so get the 29 red, help your average, make yourself look a bit better, and watch the rest of the order crumble. So Mitch Stark gets 4 for 39, 10 for the match. I think his match figures were 10 for 51, just insane. Poor Josh Hazelwood bowled well, none for 16. Pat Cummins, 10 overs, 3 for 10. And Lino, 3 for 25. So wrapped up their tail pretty quick. Lytton Das, who I thought was going to be one of their better players this series, faced 27 balls in total and got no runs. So that didn't go well. He and Mitch Stark, one-sided contest, that's for sure. But just insane. What a comeback from Australia. Just straight donkey kicked them. That was a king hit. That was everything. That was really just showed. Sometimes I think you've got the home field advantage. India gets a bit of a rap on having harsh turning wickets, but that's their home field advantage. So why wouldn't you play to your strengths? And you can see as soon as we play to our strengths, we win by an innings. And as soon as we bring the other team into the game, Melbourne last year against the Poms, Perth against Poms and India, and now Darwin against Bangladesh. Like, as soon as you give the other team a sniff, they gain confidence, they're in it. But as soon as you give that home field advantage where there's a bit more pace and bounce in the wicket, geez, we look unbeatable. And yeah, it's probably not great for our batters, but again, when you've got a bowler like Sharaful who's having a day, yeah. But, the big thing that we could take out of this test series is Lino and Cummins all looked a lot better this test. Mitchie Starc back to his absolute best, and Josh Hazlewood got heaps of overs under his belt post-injury. Now it's just trying to balance Scott Boland. But yeah, the real questions now come out for us, because even though we won by an innings in 51, Bangladesh got bowled out for 64 and 95, which is terrible. But we got bowled out for 210, which is also terrible. So at least we had intent to score, 52 overs for 210. So we actually put some pressure back on. But, I mean, it's 4 people getting a score. It's Travis Head, Steve Smith, Cam Green, Nathan Lyon. And Nathan Lyon, you're certainly not counting on every time. And up until this point, it's really just been Steve Smith, Travis Head, and Alex Carey. So to now be, a bit more comfy on Cam Green, that's great. Alex Carey or Bo Webster didn't have a great series, but I don't think there should be any pressure on those two. If anyone brings up Alex Carey's name, I think you're an absolute muppet. But it's just going to be the balance of the side. If Cam Green's bowling, then maybe Bo Webster's a little bit more expendable and you can get Travis back to the middle order. But if he's not bowling, then you kind of need Bo Webster, unless you're going to use Matty Renshaw and Travis Head as spinners. Don't know. But yeah, I think Bo Webster's done amazingly well. 2 bad tests shouldn't get you under any pressure. Matty Renshaw's first game back in. Look, let's be honest, we've all been nervous in our first few games. So take that with a grain of salt. But Marnus cannot stay there, surely. I would say that guy's, even if he's on the plane to South Africa, cannot start, surely. I think what the Aussie selectors would do would try and give him every chance to do it, but we don't have any Sheffield Shield, so how's he going to prove that he's in form? Just going to maybe be some behind-the-scenes work, but he can't play. Like, it's got to be Inglis, or it's got to be another opener and Matty Renshaw to 3, or, just we got to figure this thing out, because South Africa have, pace and bounce, and on that same wicket, 210, won't win you a game in South Africa, or at least shouldn't. Having Marco Jansen, Kagiso Rabada, Andre Nokia, I'm sure I'm missing some more, but they are world-class quicks, and they, I don't really include Nagidi in that one. I think he's more of a white ball bowler personally, but the 3 we mentioned are just amazing. So good luck as an Australian team if you don't settle this batting order soon. So I think you got to give an extended go to Renshaw, really see what Travis Head wants to do, but I think he should be an opener now. And then, just keep Green at 5, Smith at 4, Carey at 6, unless you wanted to swap Carey and Webster, so Webster feels a little bit more important, but I think Carey batting way too well, apart from this series, to drop any lower than 6. So, I think the candidates for us really just come down to, Scott Boland, Josh Inglis. These are just the extras. Corey Rocacholi, Nathan McSweeney, Curtis Patterson, and I'm sure I'm missing one now. I've probably said it 10 times and already forgotten. But, it's just, to me, Marnus needs to be basically swapped out for McSweeney. Unless you wanted to go really left field and go Cooper Connolly. But I wouldn't say any of the young kids have really proved it. So, it's just, I know when people are saying it's a best of a bad situation with Marnus, but look, at some point, even if there's no one behind you, give him a go. Look, Marnus came in with pretty average first-class stats and then was the world's number 1 batter. So why can't any of these guys in our Shield system do the same. So he's had his go, move on, but a great comeback, and as I said, makes Darwin now look like an absolute travesty. Bangladesh had two different game plans. They were willing to leave the ball, bat time, bowl just channels. It was really boring, but, smart, basic cricket. And in this game, they went through and did the complete opposite. They bowled all over the place. They batted and were swinging at everything. It's like they came here, got their win, and gave up, which is just this is what makes it worse for us. So, I'm sure England, after battering us all week, now thinking, wow, okay, maybe we should have won one more game, but the series probably still was going to go to Australia last year, 3-2 at absolute worst. So, that's well done to Bangladesh getting the win in that first game in Darwin. But it's a little bit empty, honestly, as a fan, because you're like, well, 2-day test, kind of boring. Not boring, but, want a bit more. But hey, that's all right. England walloped the absolute bejesus out of Pakistan. So we came to you at the end of day 2, and England were up 195 by the end of day 2, 2 rain-affected days. Basically, they finished their batting. Jamie Smith got 25, Jofra Archer got 23, ended up 89 overs for 409 runs, all out. Ali Usman, 5 for 95, and Shazad, 3 for 133. So some cheap wickets late. But Pakistan came in, I can't do the math at the top of my head, but basically a 240 run deficit, and got rolled in 37 and a half overs for 135. Just no resistance, really. Didn't even feel like they were going to do anything. Look, Archer looked back to his best. He was so mediocre in that first innings, but holy shit, did he come out with a point to prove. I thought Azan Awais was his innings to, show the world what he's made of. Unfortunately, nope. It just gave an easy chance to Joe Root. And then, apart from Shan Masood getting 29, but he even looked like he was going to get out every second ball. Shafiq edged off for 15 to Harry Brook. Sword Shaquille, again, just a joker of a player outside of Asia. Got 14 and then clipped one to deep backward square leg. Just a weird shot and a weird field placing. They all look like walking wickets. Mohammad Rizwan was the only one that put up good resistance with the tail, 41. But even then, he's been absolutely bashed for not farming the strike and leaving Shazad and Abbas open to 4 or 5 balls every over to Jofra Archer and Tung and Atkinson, and it's basically a classic case of, I think Dinesh Carter called it, he's just batting for his place in the team. So, why would he be selfless when he can be selfish and guarantee another game? So, look, I think he actually made that wicket look very playable. So, I don't think you could drop him anyway. But, look, the farming of the strike, you're miles behind. You lost by what? At innings and 103. Again, don't bother farming the strike. You're not going to get that back. They might get that back 1 out of 50 times. You're never going to know if you don't give yourself the opportunity, but I don't know. They're basically 3 number 11s at the end there that he's batting with, Shazad, Abbas and Ali, and screw it, take the runs that are available. Look, you just didn't prolong the end. It was inevitable how this was going to end. A lot of questions for Pakistan. They looked weak as hell. While England looked amazing. And again, they're playing to their strengths. They've got a ball that's doing a lot, good bowling conditions. They're preparing such a pitch for that. But Ollie Robinson, 3 for 29 to back up his first innings of 5 for 51. Tung, 3 for 43 to back up his first innings of 5 for 46. Gus Atkinson got 1, so he got his first wicket of the game. And Jofra Archer got 3 for 50, so he also got his first few poles of the game. But, not much to talk about here. It's just an obliteration. The big thing there is that England's reset seems to have, they couldn't have come against an easier test-playing nation, honestly. The Windies would have done better. Sri Lanka may have done better. If you're looking around, look, New Zealand definitely would have done better. We would have done better. South Africa would have done better. Like, basically, you want to be playing, Bangladesh may have even done better. So hard to say that now. But yeah, Pakistan were not great. Terrible in the field, terrible with the bat, terrible with the ball. So it does. The only thing that really comes out of this game for England is Jamie Smith, I reckon, is he's batting with the tail so often that he doesn't really get a chance to, showcase his batting talent. And that's where we got to maybe, look, you're not going to change the order now, but he was batting, 3 for Surrey to start the county year, piled on the runs, and behaved like a batsman. When he's batting with the tail, he starts just, he bats until, number 10's out there and then starts swinging wildly. So, probably hasn't figured out how to bat with the tail yet, but also, that guy can bat. And so, maybe he needs to bat a little bit higher up, but, you're not moving Duckett and Gay. You're not moving Root and Brook. So really his opportunity is either at 3 or at 6 if he's going to move up. So, you don't want to see his career falter because he's always batting with the tail and never gets a chance to actually bat with a recognised batsman for a long period. So, pressure on him, but also I don't think it's much of his fault. We saw in the Ashes the amount of times he was stuck with the tail and then threw it away trying to get quick runs. People are pointing out that he's averaging 22 over his last 20 innings or something. I reckon if you went through, there'd be 16 where he's batting with the tail and going for quick runs. So, take that with a pinch of salt. I don't think that's an enviable position to be batting suddenly. So, especially if Atkinson and Robinson aren't offering anything at your 8 and 9 position, then yeah, what do you expect? But other than that, Pakistan really need to turn it around for this next game. Not sure where they go to. I've already said that Sword Shakil should be gone. And then Babar Azam brought in at 4, Shafiq at 5. That lineup looks better. If Salman Ali Agha is not going to bat well, then he should go to 7 and Rizwan should be 6. But yeah, it's always hard batting with a tail. But having a tail that's, basically 3 number 11s, good luck. You're not getting much resistance there. So the next game, if I look at that, is starting on the 9th? No, 27th. Sorry, 27th. So 4 more days. Well, 5. Yeah, we're the 23rd today. So a few more days. So a little bit of a chance for Pakistan to sit down, figure their shit out, and return in time for the game 2. But yeah, they gave not much. England won over in Pakistan last time 3-0. So I don't think Pakistan match up well with England, but they're just playing such poor cricket at the moment. In that first innings, it was Shafiq and Imam. But yeah, they never really have all their batters stand up or all their bowlers stand up. It just seems to be one bloke trying to do it all. So, from having watched every ball of that game, that was done in less than 3 days. 2 quick test matches, not a lot of resistance for 2 different reasons. Bangladesh, look, obviously they're not at the class of Australia, especially on foreign pitches, but they were more than a match on a pitch that they can actually tail their side to. So respect to them. Pakistan just looked completely outclassed in England, and if they get a win, I dare say it's from an England capitulation rather than themselves, because look, maybe you're in this game a bit better if you hold that Harry Brook catch for 1 instead of 91, but other than that, yeah, there's a lot going wrong here for Pakistan, so hopefully they can bounce back. But we love Test cricket, and it'd be nice to see longer games again, but more competitive games as well, where it swings back and forth. So I know it's a while away, but let's hope the Australian-South African 3-game series is a real barn burner, because right now, Darwin was not that close. Bangladesh basically won by 9 wickets, which essentially is an innings. And in this game, these last 2 games, 2 innings defeat. So some closer cricket would be great, setting up a 200-run chase or something like that. But, the England-New Zealand series was quite entertaining, quite, you'd had to actually battle for your runs. But, yeah, these last few games have been a little bit disappointing. So for Test cricket fans like myself, you feel, almost ripped off in a way because, yeah, you are seeing some good cricket for short periods, but you're not seeing it for long enough. So we'd love to see these teams go head-to-head, actually throw some haymakers that aren't just little 1 hour spells. So look, we'll be back to you when we've got a few more updates for England, Pakistan, and anything we hear for Australian selections and anything like that. But hey, to keep up to date, give us a like, follow, subscribe. Got our socials on Instagram and TikTok. But for now, bye for now.